Oh.
You can see my inside.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can all hear me. We started a little bit late, but let's see how it goes. Let's just give it 2 more minutes and we just see how many more people can join us, and then we shall begin. We'll try to keep it short as well, just to make sure that we don't use a lot of your time, but we're just glad to see you. And those of you...
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon. So basically the rules are very simple. Keep yourself muted unless you have to talk. And then let's just respect each other. We're here for only just 2 hours, so we're just waiting on for any other people that will join us in the next, let's say, 5 minutes, and then we'll start. So let's just hang on for another just 5 minutes, and then we'll kick off. Sorry and apologies for the slight delay. All right, so I think we shall just start. I'll start by introducing myself as the rest of our colleagues join in. I think Zara and Dr. Penny are here as well. So my name is Patrick, and I'm a board member with Africa ELI, but I'm also in charge of program and project management and implementation. I'm a development and innovation specialist, so I'll be interacting with you tomorrow in the session of cybersecurity. But today we shall be having a bit of learning on e-learning platforms. We shall take a look at some of those e-learning platforms that you probably interacted with, or those that have been familiar to you, but also those of you who have not used e-learning platforms before. This is really an opportunity for you to get to learn how to transition to them and get to see how they work. So I'll just call upon my other colleagues to introduce themselves, and then we'll go right ahead. We're a little bit late, but kindly, sincerely, we really apologize for that. So I'll just call on my other colleagues to introduce themselves.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
I have a little problem with my settings, so my video can't be on. This is Dr. Penina Binomdisha. I'm a lecturer by training, and that's what I do. I'm a board member of Africa ELI, and I'm delighted meeting the young students out there, think how we can, walk forward with the e-learning, since the traditional classrooms seem to be, little been shaken up by this pandemic. So I look forward to meeting you and hearing you this afternoon. And enjoy the training. Be free to share and be free to talk out what you feel, and we'll hear from you.
Dr. Penn, are you there?
Yeah, did I break off? I'm still on. Did you miss anything?
I think there's a bit of a problem with the connection. Zahara, are you there on the online? Zahara. Let me have Emmanuel. Emmanuel, can you introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. Are you getting me, Patrick? Are you getting me?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Yes. My name is Emmanuel Angoda. I work with Lira Town College. I am the head of ICT. I am one of the organizers of this workshop. So the whole project is called the Virtual E-Learning Workshop and Collaboration. And today's students' virtual training is just the second part of the activities we are rolling out. So Lira Town College is one of the big schools in Lira district and in the northern Uganda as a whole. So I'm very grateful to be here with you today, and I hope we move on well. Thank you.
Can you guys hear?
I'm hearing you.
Okay, so Zahara, are you there?
Yes.
Zahara, kindly introduce yourself if you're around, if you're online. I don't think Zahara is here, but maybe to start with, we have three colleagues of ours. There's Dr. Penina, there's Zahara, and there's Emmanuel online. So basically today's session, I want to give an opportunity to Dr. Penina to share with us a little bit on her experience with e-learning. And after her, we shall have Zahara. Zahara will take us through the session on how to use platforms like Teams, Zoom, and also a bit of how we can use Google Drive to store our files and also work online, because going forward, as we transition to interacting or engaging each other online, we may need to use some of these platforms to connect and engage each other. So I'm going to call upon Dr. Penina to take on the floor and be able and give us a bit of an introduction to this.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody, once again. Patrick and Emmanuel, I don't know who is the host. We have people who are waiting. Kindly allow them in as I continue. I don't know whether you want me to give my experience on the e-learning, or I have to share what I was supposed to share, or that will come later. So the host kindly allow people in. The e-learning platform, mainly, I don't know what our viewers have to say, especially on their experience about the e-learning. This is where we meet students or meet our fellow lecturers and teachers and share the materials or share the knowledge. Mostly, we are looking at the content, the notes. We are looking at assignments. We are looking at even the tests and the quiz. And all that happens on the e-learning. We have different platforms. For example, the Zoom, where we are now. Then we have the Google Meet, where Zahara will take us, the Google Documents, and many other forums. And in that, as students, we have to actually be knowledgeable on each that this institution uses. It's the school, an institution. I think many of us are using Zoom and the Google Sheets, or whatever we call it. And I think Emmanuel will also introduce us to something else. So the knowledge on each of them helps us to thrive in this era, now and tomorrow, because we actually don't know when this COVID is likely to end. And rumors are talking of 3 years or more so. So I don't think we have 3 years in our home seated doing nothing. So the more and the earlier we embrace ourselves with e-learning, I do feel the better to step out and do something tomorrow. So I think that's a little bit on what I can say. And we look forward hearing from each of you. We'll have a presentation much later on what e-learning has eased us, so how it has helped most of us to actually access people from all over the world. Yeah, thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, Dr. Penn. I think you're the host. So if there are any other people, just admit them. Just kindly admit them. Or alternatively, just make me the host.
Am I the host? Yeah, I think
Yes,
I've seen some
you
people
are.
joining. I've
Yeah.
admitted some.
Yeah, so
Zahara was
admit you.
also still waiting.
I think, but let me see if I can actually. Okay, I think that I could already think of taking you through a session on so Zahara is here.
Yeah, she
Zahara,
has joined. I think I've admitted her.
so Zahara, sorry, we started a bit late, but kindly we are going to let you introduce yourself, but you also go right ahead with your presentation and session. Zahara, unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry about that. Thank you so much, Patrick. I think I've been in the waiting room for quite a very long time, but yeah, I'm here. Thank you so much for letting me in. And for all the participants, we are very excited to see you today. My name is Zaharah Namanda, and I'm the co-executive director for Africa Education and Leadership Initiative. Basically, we do education services for young people like you, and because of the pandemic, Emmanuel and I don't know if Emmanuel introduced himself, but we were able to get this opportunity to get this platform, online platform, to train young people on how to understand learning mechanisms and tools that are relevant to enhance their education during the period of COVID-19. And yeah, I don't know if, Patrick, you are able to share your our plan for the day.
I hadn't shared that because we started a bit late. So we just thought that we could just dive right ahead into the training. So I think you can do that and then go right ahead.
Okay. Trying to navigate my screen. Please hold on a little bit. I'm trying to find my my work. You have the rights to share your screen, or you do not have that?
You can share your screen. You just go ahead and share. There were no limits to that.
Okay, I'm just trying to navigate through. Hold on a little bit. Okay, so the problem I'm finding is that it only shows me my my browser, and I cannot find any other alternative of accessing the other documents that I'm looking for. So I don't know where to go. Patrick?
Just a minute, let me share that. Let me share my screen.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Thank you. I don't know if you're able to see my screen.
No.
Aren't? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you seeing it?
Yeah.
Okay, so just going to proceed. Let me see if I can have more option. Okay, so today's virtual training, we are we started a little bit late, but it was supposed to begin at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And we were supposed to have the welcoming or training introduction participant expectation, and that would have been done by me and Emmanuel. And then later on, we would be sharing the relevance of e-learning platforms in accelerating education during COVID-19, and that would be done by Dr. Penina and Mrs. Nalutaya Nora. And then we will navigate the different e-learning tools using Zoom, Google Docs, Google Meet, Teams for learning, and also we would have some assignments that we are supposed to take back home. And then we will have the feedback session. So since we just began, I will just call upon Emmanuel to have an introduction of himself. And then from there, we will have expectations from you. What are you expecting from this training? And that will help us to really plan very well and meet your expectations as students, and also to learn from you, because this is a learning process anyway. So Emmanuel, a microphone to you. I don't know if Emmanuel is
off. He sent me a message. He said he's going to check something. He got some challenge on his internet, I think. But he had also introduced himself.
Okay, so if he had, then I'm just going to proceed with my presentation. And basically, my presentation is, no, not my presentation. Basically, I'm going to call upon Dr. Penina and Nora to carry on with the presentation. So they will be speaking about the relevance of e-learning platforms in accelerating education during COVID-19. So Dr. Penina and Nora, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Zahara. Thank you for the introduction. You had said that we can, first of all, hear our participants. I don't know if we still have time. What is the expectation? If we can have 1 or 2, and then I can proceed. And I'm also inquiring if Nora is with us. Kindly also raise up your hand. Our participants, you can unmute yourself and then you share with us at least 1 or 2, 3, and then I will continue.
Or if not so, alternatively, we can write in the chat. Basically, you go down in the chat where there is participants and then chat, and then you will be able to write what you're expecting out of the meeting, and through that we will be following up the chat and hearing what you're saying about that. So if you do the chat, that will be 100% very accepted.
Okay. Anyone to share with us? Okay. Am I being heard?
Yeah, you're being heard. I don't know.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I'm seeing Infinix 8 lights. Kindly give your view. Yes?
Yes. Yeah, this is to me it is okay. I think we can go ahead by I thought someone is not going to say anything. It's okay with me.
Oh my God. Your network is not so clear. You're breaking.
I think if you use the chat, we are not hearing you very well. If you use the chat, we will be able to read what exactly you're saying. But also expectations, just to be clear, we are saying that what do you think this training will help you with, or what are you expecting out of this training? What are you expecting to learn out of this training? So that is what we are trying to mean. If you can write one thing, I expect maybe to learn this and this and this. I expect maybe to learn one word, that will be good if you wrote it in the chat. Dr. Penina, as they write, maybe you can proceed. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd greeted you. I hope, I was wondering if Nora is with us. Then I know how to run this. I will be doing this with together with Nora. Yeah. And I would do one part, then she would do the second part.
Yes.
Are you seeing my screen?
Yeah, we are seeing your screen.
Okay. So we are looking at the relevance of e-learning platforms in accelerating education during this COVID, during and post, because we are actually today, but then we still have a tomorrow that is coming, and we don't know what holds of it. And as I've shared in my introduction, that most of us actually studying, and some of us actually having even the Zoom classes. You will share with us and we hear your experiences on the Zoom classes. And how do you feel about them? What is your perception? Do you think if schools closes completely and they tell you to remain in your homes and you continue with your Zoom and your Google Sheet, would that be a good plan? Would that be a good policy? Will you be able to sit for exams or not? Will you graduate? Will you move to another class? I've seen my little sister here. She has finished her 2 years, I think since last year in March. 2 years already completed on Zoom. Yeah, and she's graduating in October. So what would be your experience, or what would be expectation, or what is your perception on the overall? So we are looking at the relevancy and where would we go? So what would be the definition of e-learning? I think it's where we are now. I would request that we mute our microphones, and then you will unmute when you're going to speak. Then the e-learning is where we learn virtually.
Is a problem with
I
the mic?
I didn't even write it. Can you hear me all?
Yeah, we hear you.
So the e-learning is where we are having our virtual classes.
I don't know that is being seen by everybody. Or
is where we are having, that's what I would say.
Patrick, are you the host of the meeting? Can you please offer me the co-rights to co-host?
And then I would say that in the wake of COVID-19, the adoption of learning has increased considerably to accelerate learning. You know, every school is now running up and down to see how best they can adopt the e-learning. Growing before the current pandemic, but you know, since last year, everybody was taken on by surprise. All the institutions are now saying, what can we do? The internet has undeniably changed the way we learn. Today, I think if we have to ask where each of you is, Zahara is in the UK, Others are in the country. I think Emmanuel is in Arua. And then we have different people in Kampala. We have Tungamo, we have Mbarara. So we are coming all together. So the recent pandemic has democratized education, making
Dr. Penny, we are
essential
losing.
and your perception.
We lost you a little bit.
Yeah. Are you hearing me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, everybody is wondering what can be done. So it's now e-learning is becoming a preferred mode of education. And if you have already used it, or you're still thinking of the institution going to introduce it, or you've had your colleagues talk about it, what would be your experience? What would be your perception? Do you think you can manage? I've just read in a chat someone saying we expect to learn how to use the platforms. Yes, you're going to learn. This is the introduction and you have those learning sessions and you will tell us actually after that, what is your experience? So the demand for e-learning solutions shows no sign of fading. And we can say that e-learning is the future for education at a global level. We have people taking classes online. We've taken courses online. So we've taken classes online. You sit and someone is somewhere you can't see, but at least you can see the face and you interact online. So it's now the preferred mode and actually zeroing to nowhere other than e-learning. So when we look at the relevancy of the e-learning in the acceleration of education during this and post-COVID, we actually have quite a number. I would start by saying that e-learning is accessible to all, so long as you have a gadget. I am sure some of you are using computers, laptops, others are even using phones. So if you have a phone that can connect to internet, I think you can easily go to e-learning, to any platform, and you can study. And then two, we have better learning outcomes. Learners can save the studied work. They can thus play, listen, and watch it anytime till it's understood.
My problem is one.
So when we talk about the learning outcomes, when we are in the classroom, we actually, sometimes you go to a classroom and 1 hour, 40 minutes, 1 and 20 minutes, 1 hour and 20 minutes, and whatever is played, I don't think most of us have accessed classrooms where we have recording gadgets in the classroom so that after that is shared. No, it's just the lecturer comes, the teacher comes, teaches, and moves out of the class. But when we have the e-learning, the outcomes in most cases, we are able to record. I'm sure that some of you could be recording, and we have actually have a recording. We have a recording session now. So after this, we can share what we have said. I've seen my sister having her other phone in class as she's studying. She's just recording the entire class. So after the class, it's played and listened to. To me, I think it's much better. The way we listen to music, I see most of us, especially at our age, the youth, we like music. You know, a very new song on the market, a new hit is what we go with. So the more we play this new song, Lean on Me by or whatever, the best hits. But the more we play them, the more studying crap. Then we learn from anywhere, anytime. You know, some of you, especially the farmers, I've seen one of my students on. He could actually in the field grazing, and you just connect and sit on top of that tree or under the shade, and you have it. Or some of you are in the shop, your parents' shops, that is if you're allowed to work. Or you even hide in the kitchen or in your bedroom and lock and just listen to what is being said, what is being told. So this is much better than the traditional classrooms where we have to run and go to the classroom. you think about the taxi, you think about the jam, you think about the rain, and you think about, all that. So I think since it's where we get internet, to me, it's much safer than going for structured classrooms and we have to commute, looking for the taxi, looking for the best means of transport and how to access the entire place. Then next one is it challenges learners to keep up to date. The more we sit here and learn, some of you, I think, are listening, but you're already on Google to get a new one. In most cases, we are teaching in classes and you find students, those who are allowed, I teach at the university. And I find my students, sometimes when I'm speaking, you find them with the phone trying to scroll and look for the definitions of the keywords. So when we are on e-learning and the internet is there, it's very easy for you to see what you have studied, shift it and go to Google and read more, see what other learners and what other scholars are saying. So the e-learning challenges learners to keep up to date. When you, my friend has said this, or my friend has discussed it, no, what is the best way to do it? And even I know most of us are even fidgeting on how to use the Zoom and even other gadgets. By the end of the 2 weeks, the other week that we have, most of you will have even learned how do I add this? How do I control this? How do I remove my video? How do I mute my audio? How do I mute this? So that challenge is what learners are supposed to do. Then it gives us more program options. Learners can register for a wide range of programs. In most cases, we can have actually 2 more or 3 more, so long as you feel you're able to do it. So when you're able to do it, then you can have 1 degree in this, a certificate in that, and maybe also register for a diploma in something else. So a wide range of programs, other than when you're running to a university and you feel you can't commute to 2 more universities at the same time. Then there is a flexibility, especially for very busy workers, for very busy students, for parents, and then the working learners. This you'll find that sometimes you have to attend to your shop, attend to your business. Maybe you're keeping poultry, maybe you're into cows, or something that you're doing. And instead of closing your business and running to class, you have to do everything together. It's 1 hour, you sit in your business, as you wait for your customers, you're attending to your class. So that flexibility, I think it's also very, very important. Then I also look at inclusiveness. We have students with or learners or people who are living with disabilities. I think you've seen some in your classes, you've seen some in schools, you've seen some in your communities. So long as they can hear, so long as they can see, then there are those who can't even walk. And I think Emmanuel the other day was telling us that we have programs where we have computers with, is it learning, where we can't see those brailles. So the e-learning can still do it. There's this person who can't even walk to campus because he's lame. He can't use a taxi. So you just sit in home, have your computer on and study and finish a course. Then the e-learning also teaches students the independency and time management. This is quite different from being chased around in school. There is a bell, it has rung. There was, you go to class, you go, and someone is chasing you. But when you have e-learning and you know that you have missed a class and that is all, then you control yourself. And no parent will be running after you. That's the independency. I have a class now. You hear them saying, it's supposed to be starting at 2, and you have your clock ticking in your hands. So that is the e-learning. And then lastly, it helps people to stay informed, engaged, and mentally active. What you're going to do the next minute, what you're going to engage in, and what else can I present tomorrow in class. So that mental work part of it makes e-learning very, very relevant and challenges us to keep working even more and more. I'm supposed to be presenting this with Nora. I don't know if she's on. And then she can take on, then I'll come and conclude. Thank you.
Nora, are you there so that you can proceed with the meeting?
No, if she's not on, can anyone get hold of her, please? Or I can continue and we finish.
You can just continue.
Yeah, but I just checked in the group and there are quite a few participants in the waiting room. I think if you make Zahara co-host, she can just keep adding them, or you can just add them in before you.
Oh, unfortunately, I'm not seeing anyone coming in. I've been admitting whoever is up there.
Maybe you give me the host right. I can take care of that.
Yeah, that I told you I don't know how to make you co-host. Let me try, but I'm not seeing anyone in the waiting room.
Patrick, why is my Zoom called Patrick?
There are many Patricks actually on the Zoom on this
exactly
meeting.
So I don't know why my name changed to Patrick. There's so many Patrick's name, but anyway, the photo you see with Patrick's name, that is me. So Dr. Penina, if you want to make me a host, just click on my photo. Hello? Or name ID, and then you will say transfer host to Zahara. I mean to Patrick. The host rights were given to George, not me. So I don't know if you can transfer to me.
Okay. Zahara, please. Nora, we are waiting for you.
Okay,
Nora.
I wasn't hearing. No? Thank you, Dr. Penina, though the network wasn't very clear. Yeah, my name is Noltaya Nora. I'm a secondary school teacher, and I teach CRE and history. I'm also part of the Africa ELI board. Yeah, it's a pleasure that I'm part of this meeting. I'm going to proceed from where Dr. Penina stopped from. Let me hope you're hearing me well. Yeah, we're looking at the relevancy of e-learning to the education sector. Yeah, is it going to be very helpful? Is it going to be a waste of time? Yeah, how are we reacting to it as learners, as teachers, and the environment at large? So, yeah, I'll just proceed by saying that, first of all, e-learning has minimized the spread of diseases. Yeah, looking at the corona pandemic, which is all over the world, you find that it has become a challenge. So in one way, when we stay home and we like, okay, let us adopt this new system of learning, in one way we are stopping the spread of such diseases. And even before the coming of coronavirus, you can see that so many diseases, especially the airborne diseases, the coughs, they've been so rampant. Maybe some of you've already, you can take instances where you sit next to someone who has flu, and all of a sudden you adopt it. So by e-learning, somewhere with diseases. Also, e-learning ensures the safety of our work, this and personal account. We are now in a trendy era whereby we no longer even need to go to workplaces.
Nora, you're breaking. Maybe
If
before
tell you can
Nora, you are breaking. Maybe before we proceed,
sorry.
I am wondering who George is on the platform. If you're George Weiss, please transfer the host rights to me, because people are in the waiting room and I need to admit them, or if not so, admit them, please.
And I'm seeing very many Patrick Kanyehambas. So I've tried, but I'm seeing.
Dr. Penina, I think the host right has been taken away from you. Are you George?
No, I'm seeing Wesley. Yeah, I'm seeing.
Yeah, but I don't know who that person is, given the fact that people identify themselves differently on Zoom. If they can transfer the host rights to me, then I can keep checking, because I think we have so many people outside Zoom. Yeah, I don't know if it is possible for the host, for the person who started the meeting to transfer the rights, because yeah, it's becoming a limitation.
Yeah, so is George hearing us? Maybe whoever knows him can give him a call.
I have tried in texting him and then no response, so I don't know.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
hello.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, we are hearing you.
The problem I have is actually the technology. I don't know how to give way. What do I do?
Oh, okay. So what you do, basically, you go and click on, there is a name called Patrick. You go to the participant list down on your phone or using your PC, and then you will click on that. After clicking on that, you will click on the name Patrick, which has a photo of a woman, and that is me. And so you've given it to Patrick. Now Patrick is the host, and yeah, it's just like changing. I think Patrick can transfer the host rights to me now. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, can I proceed?
Yes, you can move
Nora,
on.
proceed.
Okay, yeah, I was still continuing with the safety of our work as we users of the new technology. Yeah, I was saying that by the creation of files, or folders, or personal accounts like emails, we have been able, we'll be able to do a lot of things, and there will be a lot of safety. For example, if you have notes, no one will be able to access your notes without your permission. If you have something, maybe like a sacred, maybe like information, personal information, no one can access it. So that means your work is already safe, and at the same time, no one can delete it unless when you're tired of those files and you're like, now I'm done with these ones, let me just dispose them off by deleting. Otherwise, there is safety with the e-learning. And maybe for the exams, you can as well do the exams using the e-learning system, and no one will even copy you. You can imagine. Yeah. And maybe the other thing about e-learning is that it's multinational. You're going to find that people from different worlds are coming together under the same lecturer. It may not be under the same roof, but under one instructor. That person will be communicating to all of them. Imagine these people do not even know themselves, but they are just learning from one person. Slowly by slowly, you'll find these people connecting with one another. Though they've not even met physically, but you find these people connecting, and you find others becoming mutual lovers. Yeah, something of the sort. At the end of the day, we come to realize that it is a more advantage to those people who cannot come together. We are already taking an example of us here who are attending the meeting. We are already in different locations, but we all under the same roof, rather under the same meeting. We are hearing from one another, we communicating. Yeah.
Nora, you're muted. Can you please unmute yourself? Sorry.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, let me proceed from where I'd stopped. I'd stopped on, yeah, I was talking about the safety. Did you hear the point of the safety? Was it clear? Or can I just proceed from there? Yeah, I was saying with safety, our work is very safe. We as students, if you have like an exam, you find that it's going to be very safe because you're going to do it by yourself and submit it to your lecturer or teacher or instructor, anyone. And on top of that, you're going to be able to keep your work in a very organized way and in a safe way. For example, you create your own emails, you create your own files, you create your own folders. At the end of the day, all that is going to be personal. Unless otherwise, when someone has maybe hijacked into your personal files, but in most cases, it's personal and no one can access them. The other point is it's multinational in a way that so many people from different countries or from different worlds will be coming together under the same instructor to be taught. Previously, this was used by people who are attending to master's education and PhD, but it's now an era where even secondary students are now going to be accessing it. So it doesn't matter where you are, but it's now all about learning. Whatever country you are, you can come together and learn. You have the same information as some other person that you can't see. And you even find that these people are developing mutual friendship, though they've not seen themselves like physically. But you know, at times people match their characters, and you come to realize that my character matches with so and so, my ideas match with so and so. So you find these people becoming intact just because of the e-learning system. There is also concentration and organization. Yeah, I've come to realize that as you prepare for the e-learning, you don't just come from nowhere and bump into the program. Of course, you have to be organized. You have to take your time, organize yourselves, especially when there are Zoom meetings that are going to take place. You have to, first of all, sit in a place which is very silent for people to grasp what you're saying or for you to concentrate. So at the end of the day, you will hear whatever is being said and they will hear whatever you are saying to the people in the meeting. So for you to attend this Zoom meeting, or not only Zoom meeting, but anything that has to do with e-learning, you have to first of all organize yourself, your work, your book, and everything. Then the learning will go on. It has also increased, or it will increase the learner's speed and skills in using the technological gadgets. For example, if you have a presentation, of course you have to come when you're very organized. things like tests. If you have tests, you of course have to utilize the given time, because remember, in this case, it is not like the traditional learning where you have to tell the teacher, please teacher, add me some 2 to 3 minutes. Here it is automatic. If the time is set like for 1 hour, it will automatically go off. So that means you have to increase your speed as you engage into the program.
Nora, a quick question in the chat. Somebody's not seeing the slides. Are you sharing slides, or you're just basing your presentation not on a shareable kind of presentation style?
No, I wasn't sharing slides.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, I didn't have slides. Yeah, can I proceed? Yeah, I was also saying it is adventurous and interesting. It is interesting in such a way. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you, Dr. Penina. Yeah, I was saying that it's interesting in a way that people come to learn of new discoveries, especially research. When you're researching, you make comparisons from different people. So that means that it is not like in the traditional learning where you only have to hear from one person, but in this case, you're going to make a comparison. You're going to have to look for ideas from different people. You're going to have to learn new words. At the end of the day, you will be learning a lot. Apart from the learning, you can also go for the things of fashion. Like if you're interested, you can also look at that. All that is a new trend of learning. I've seen people learn makeup from the so-called networks, the fashion and everything. So you come to realize that this thing is not so much trendy. So
Nora, you have 5 minutes to wrap up your presentation.
Okay, yeah, I advise all of us who are part of this meeting to advocate for this e-learning, because it's a way to go. If traditional learning has been disturbed in one way or another, like now in the pandemic, of course, we have to adopt and embrace the new trend. Yeah, thank you very much. Dr. Penina can wind up with that.
Yeah,
Dr.
thank
Penina.
you so much, Nora. Yeah, thank you, Nora. Thank you, Zara, and the participants. Yeah, we look forward to hearing from you. I think the conclusion is the little that we know, let's try by all means to learn at least one thing every day on how to use these gadgets, because some of us are still in secondary school, we have those at the university, but even work is done on these computers. So even if you say, after all, I'm even in my vacation, I'm almost graduating, to hell with a computer. You're going to get work and they tell you sit in your house, we are going to be working from your computer. So please, let's have the positive perception. Let the attitude be good, have positive vibes and energy. As I said, the more you love the music, the more you should love the computer. Not go there and listen to music and movies, but to go there and thank you so much. Over to you, Zahara.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Penina and Nora, for sharing that. I just made a quick summary in the chat that you can view, but also I would wish that we proceed. And yeah, can you stop sharing your screen, Dr. Penina, so that I can continue sharing mine? That's fine, I got it. Okay, so we are now going to look at the different kind of Zoom platforms that are very necessary during the period of pandemic. Anyway, if you're seeing my screen, you should be seeing photos of a child and then students. So this tells you about what's going on in the world. Initially, you seeing the photos? Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes.
If you look at the photos that are on the screen, you see that one of the photo is taken when students are at school and they're busy trying to do their assignment about, I think it was a geographical assignment, locating maybe areas. And in the small photo of a child, you see a child very happy, smiling, and she's holding a book. But that shows a transition on how in-class or physical learning has really changed to homeschooling, in the way that homeschooling requires that we use gadgets and to be in position to do all that we were in position to do while at school, coming together with friends, coming together with peers to do assignments, and also knowing the effort that everyone can inject within a given task by teachers. That has really changed, and we still have to embrace that in the new era of COVID-19 or navigating online platforms. And so before I go ahead, I would wish to ask a question. And if it's true on your side, you will write in the chat and say yes. If no, you will say no. How many of you, okay, do you have an email address? If you have an email address, write and say yes in the chat. If no, then write no in the chat, then we can proceed. Those people who just learned how to use Zoom, you can just go down on your participant on the chat below. Then you will be able to see where you can write and just give your opinions there. So, okay, as I proceed, for those who do not have email addresses are very important in the process of learning and in the process of navigating new online tools. I don't know if Dr. Penina, you're going to help me like follow up the chat, or Patrick, you can help me follow up the chat by letting me know how many people have emails or how many people do not have emails, so that yeah, I can be able to follow up on that. Okay, well, as I proceed, we see that email addresses are very important in the way that
an interruption, please, Zahara. Maybe because most of them are using different names. I'm requesting that if you say a yes, kindly write your name in front, or a no, kindly write your name also ahead. Yes, Penina, yes, Nora, yes, Zahara, so that we can easily track out. Thank you.
How many yeses do we have so far?
I think yeses are many.
Okay. So that is very good, because it's very important that yeah, it's very important that we have email addresses in this era, given the fact that the world is changing very fast, that opportunities are going to be through online learning, through online access, through online networking. And in that case, even education, for professional kind of education, we need students and teachers to have emails, such that they are able to get opportunities, but also to get an archive of their work in different kind of folders on drives and all of that we are going to discuss. Okay, so as we continue, we look at Zoom as one of the online platforms that we have. And today, congratulations for anyone who just used Zoom today. This is your first Zoom. Yeah, you are starting to learn that, you know, things that can connect people in different ways, or tools that can enable you learn, are existing, like Zoom. And so, yeah, speaking more about Zoom, you see that Zoom is one way of understanding kind of education in digitalized manner, whereby you are able to connect with your peers, you are able to connect with your teachers, but also you are in position to really carry out a conference that is educative or that is related to your work or assignments. And this has existed for like about 10 years. However, within this period of the pandemic, Zoom has been identified as one of the tools that have been enhanced or have been used by teachers to really carry on with school, but also businesses, especially those that work in big kind of spaces and using online tools and all of that to carry on with their work. And for students, it's been a very new tool to them, because in Uganda, for example, I grew up and I started holding a phone when I was, I think, 18. Yeah, so most of the parents are not in position to access or to purchase kind of digital tools. But in this period, I think a digital device is not a luxury, but rather enhancement for education. So every child needs it to ensure that they carry on with their education. So for those who don't know how to use Zoom, Zoom has different activities or different ways you can use it for. For example, you've heard me earlier say, please, Patrick, can you make me the host of this meeting? So most of the times, the host is the one who starts the meeting, and however, the person who starts the meeting doesn't mean that they will be hosts all through. So if they want to transfer their right to somebody else, they can make another person a host and they can leave the meeting, or they can stay on the meeting such that other people are granted to have access to use different tools like sharing the screen, the way I'm doing. And then we have the chat. Of course, you can write, other than everyone speaking at the same time, we can use the chat to carry on with discussions and complement things that you think reside to you or you understand very well, or if you're not understanding anything. And then trying to put on your video sometimes enhances kind of makes you feel like, the meeting is very physical. However, for internet issues, most of the times, videos really drain bundles, and also it drains the connectivity to the Zoom meetings. And so some people just decide not to use them. But also at times, yeah, people choose not to use videos because maybe they are not in the mood of being seen by others. And that is really kind of a disadvantage, because you don't know what the other participants are doing, or if somebody's just sleeping, or if somebody's not listening in, or somebody just logged on and went somewhere to do other things. So it has different kind of challenges, but of course, knowing the challenges also helps to keep on navigating it better, and also having discipline as a person who is using the tool. Like, for example, sometimes we have social media kind of like tools on our phones or our devices, and as somebody's undertaking a Zoom call, your friend sends you a message, and then you will leave the Zoom call and answer text to maybe Facebook text on Messenger or WhatsApp, which is really very destructive. It makes you not concentrate on what's going on, and we have to be knowing all of those kind of costs while navigating this. This will really be held so much, as Patrick also explains that tomorrow, and as he will also explain the relevance of cybersecurity. Of course, there are so many disadvantages of using these online platforms, but currently let us concentrate on what is beneficial. Okay, so we also have Microsoft Teams. I don't know if you've, okay, yeah, we have Microsoft Teams, but before we go to that, we have Google Meet. I don't know if you've heard about Google Meet. So Google Meet, if you've heard about Google Meet, this is also like Zoom. You can download all of these apps on your devices, like laptops or phones, and you sign in. That's why initially I was asking you, how many of you have like email addresses? Sometimes they need us to have our email addresses so that our data can be stored very well, but also we can have access to them. So Google Meet is more like Zoom, and it is used for video conferencing. And of course, it also has features just like you see Zoom, like sharing of documents, like showing up your video, muting and unmuting. But most of the times, really, people use it when they have the opportunity to share this with peers, and also when people understand it very well. Of course, just like Zoom, if you cannot understand Zoom very well, it's very hard for you to navigate it. And that is the reason why maybe some people are not in position to use different icons in Zoom, but we have different ways on how to enhance this. The most important thing is that we have to start by using them and then getting used to them and not being afraid of clicking on different things. What do they mean? If I do this, what do I get? If I click at participants, what do I see? If I look at pause, what do I see? So many things can go on. And of course, like comparing this to Zoom, of course, Zoom gives us an opportunity to go into like classrooms or breakout rooms, I should say. And if teachers want to share maybe group people, there is an opportunity for students to really share their mind, and yeah, which is very helpful in that sense. And yeah, we have Microsoft Teams. So Microsoft Teams, I'm going to ask you to, like, after this, we will have an assignment about this. And so Microsoft Teams, this is also a platform whereby it has the different features of video calls, speaking of audio, and then it has space where students or participants are able to upload their work, upload their assignments, different files of the research that they have done. Earlier, Nora was telling you about how online learning is very important in research. And then using such digital tools like Microsoft Teams, get all your research and put it in one place, collect it together with your team, and be able to edit documents together. And this, yeah, this tool is also like Google Docs. If you've heard about Google Docs, then it means you are able to edit the work. I can share a folder with you, and then you are able to see it, and then access it and understand what I'm doing, see what I'm doing, see how many people who are available. And yeah, so that is connected to all digital learning tools. So in our assignments, as we go further, I know we cannot have all of this undertaken at once. So this is going to be our assignment. Assignment 1, we are going to create a Gmail address, for yourself by signing up through any website, Chrome, and after share your email address in the WhatsApp group. So for those people who already have an email address, just share the email address with us in the WhatsApp group we created. And then, yeah, email address that you should create because it's going to be used for purposes of your career in the future. And also it's going to be your brand, kind of what identifies you into different groups of people and how people should call you. So it's normally advised to use both of your names, yeah, such as Zahara at maybe gmail.com. And then it's easy to use maybe the first names or whatsoever name that you want. If your name is short, for example, I should say Mwanga Lidrin, then you can use muwangalidrin@gmail.com. But if you want to only use maybe your surname or first name, you can use lidrin@gmail.com. So if you have such kind of examples, that is what we want you to do. Yeah. This is important because you are starting to build your way forward within the education system, but also in the employment system, because what we are seeing, so many students are going to school and after they get lost, they don't know how to even create an email, they don't know how to send an email, they don't know how to navigate their emails. And so this is the reason why it is important. And yeah, so we will have to create a strong password for our email just for data security. And I'm not going to speak much about that because Patrick is going to give you a whole lesson tomorrow. So that is going to be our first assignment. I will also post this into our chat. And then the second assignment will be download the Microsoft Team app and also the Google Docs app. And yeah, you will be able to tell us what processes did you go through. And then if you were not successful, you have to follow up on the chat and ask questions. How can I do that? How can I be in position to sign up for this? And then after downloading the Google Docs, we will be in position. You will have to get an assignment online with at least 5 participants that we will group you in through WhatsApp, and then you will have to work on a few things together. So anyway, the last platform that we will have is exploring Moodle. And this is a very important platform because you are going to use it later for 7 days. We are going to connect you with teachers, as teachers will be taking you through this. This is typically a critically analyzed kind of education platform that is used all over the world. And I am not going to speak much about it. And I just welcome Emmanuel to further the conversation with Moodle and how you will be able to use it or to navigate it as you're connected with teachers. Thank you so much for hearing this, and I will follow up with questions in the chat. And so, Emmanuel, you are very welcome. I don't know if you're there. Hello, Emmanuel, are you there?
I'm wondering if Emmanuel's back. I haven't seen him around. Yeah, I'm seeing him. I'm seeing he's maybe this could be the teacher. I don't know.
I think that is Ruth. I'm seeing Ruth. But anyway, if Emmanuel is not around, Patrick, would you help me share Emmanuel's slides for Moodle? If you can, please.
Okay, thank you, Zahara. So I'll just quickly share my screen. Just a minute. Let me share my screen. Let me just share my screen. So the next steps, so once you share your emails, we will create accounts for you on the Moodle platform. And with that platform, you will interact with different teachers. But the idea here is really to get you to learn how to use an e-learning platform. This is just an opportunity for you to learn because at the end of the day, wherever you're going to, you're definitely going to use these e-learning platforms. I think for those who are already in university, most universities have already implemented these. I know, for example, Makerere has implemented the Odell, I think, platform, and a few schools like Nabisunsa, Gayaza, and a few other schools are all trying to transition to these e-learning platforms. So for us, really, is just to get you used to use these platforms. Like Zahar already mentioned, really the future is on using these. In other parts of the world, they're already using them. Whereas for us, we just shut down when it came to the coronavirus. In other parts of the world, they continued study. So so I think the most interesting bit is for you to familiarize yourself on how to study, how to download content, and even you yourself to be able to create content that you can actually share on some of these platforms. I'm trying to get the link so that I can just show you how this will happen. But either way, once you share your emails, I'm going to create for each one of you an account on that platform. And then once the account is created, you'll be able to access the platform itself and then see how it works. So for the next few days, you'll be taken through the process. Let me just quickly share my screen. Let me share my screen so that you can just have a look at what this thing looks like. So the platform looks like this. It's basically online, and I'll be able to register you as a student. Let me try to log in. I'll be able to register you as a student, and once I register you as a student, let me see. Okay. So I'm logging in. So once you're logged in, every time you log in here, you'll just come to this bar where you see register as a student. And once you click there, it will give you this option of login. So this platform is being used by Lira Town College, but don't mind because the purpose of this is for you to learn. So you will be able to use this platform to learn and test your skills on how to use e-learning platforms. And see, where teachers upload content, how can you access that content? If there's a lesson that is coming, how do you know? And see how interactive this platform and user-friendly it is. So that when you're faced with a situation where you have to use an e-learning platform, you're already familiar. Those who are in campus and are transitioning, those who are in vacation, those who are in secondary, because these platforms are really the future. We are going to have a lot of blended learning with less classroom and more of online learning. Sorry, I think it's taking a bit long because of the internet to log in, but this is just the interface on how it looks like. If you can already see, for example, on the courses, you can already see that here there are different courses on geography for the secondary, but also some courses are going to be uploaded here for the tertiary and also the university. So each one of you will have a chance to use and test this platform so that at the end of the day, it's not new to you. At any one point, if they tell you that, hey, if you join a school and they tell you that we can no longer admit you as a boarding student or as a day scholar, and we are going to use an e-learning platform, so you will stay home and have to access content, upload your examinations, your assessments, your documents on this platform, you'll have at least a bit of an understanding. So yeah, I wanted to really show you the in-depth of it. I wanted to log in so that we can really see how this thing works already, but you'll have more time with Emmanuel to be able to navigate it. And if you share with me your emails, I'll definitely, I'm going to create accounts for you. So pardon that the internet is a bit slow. It's not been able to allow me to log in now so that I can show you what the platform looks like, but we'll surely do this along the way. So I encourage you to just keep engaging us. Let us have these trainings for the next 2 days, but the next other 8 days, those of you who really want to push forward with making sure that you get used to this kind of platform, just keep us engaged, and we'll really show you how the e-learning platforms work so that you can test them yourself and be able to use them. For tomorrow's case, we shall learn a little bit on the fundamentals of cybersecurity, and I'll take you through that. We'll see a lot of things that you probably haven't known that exist in terms of protecting information and data, both on the devices that you use, but also the networks, and also protecting others. And that will be for tomorrow. But I think for now, let me stop here. You'll do more of this with Emmanuel and myself during the next course of the coming weeks. I mean, there will also be teachers interacting with you all together, pre-testing and seeing how the platform works, so that we all learn from each other. You tell us your challenges, and also the teachers share with you what their issues are, so that we help each other to make this a better learning platform, so that you can, at the end of the day, it's not new to you, you're familiar, and you can be able to use it with wit. Okay, so I'll stop here for now.
Okay, thank you so much, Patrick. I don't know, I admitted a few participants. I don't know if Emmanuel was part of them. But anyway, just like Patrick was saying, I use Moodle, like in my university where I'm studying now, I use Moodle. So it means Moodle is very global, and it is very important for you to really understand, and for you to be very, very, very critical about it, because this is a course that we are offering. You haven't paid for it, and so make sure that you really put in a lot of effort to learn, because it is what you're going to use while looking for opportunities as students. And as you understand it very well, you will not really have assignment problems with your teachers. And it also creates a way that the future, they are going to be, actually not in the future, they are looking for young people like you who have the knowledge in such kind of technology, and you can be peer educators to your fellows. And so it is really very important to enhance on your skills as an individual. So as you're learning, make sure that you take this seriously, and yes, so that you really benefit from it. And also, basing on all of what we've really gone through, we find that it is very critical that as you go back, if you have a device, you keep practicing on it, because online learning and online networking is all about understanding the logic behind and mastering it, and trying to always keep trying it, because although we have difficulties, of course we will face these difficulties in internet, finding internet bundles. Maybe you don't have money to buy internet bundles, but then it's going to be the way forward for your education, looking for jobs. So most of the jobs will ask you to go to their portals. A portal is more like what Patrick was sharing, the Lira. Did you see the Lira Town College? So that is the Lira Town College Moodle portal. And so it has different subject of students, and it's called Moodle in that sense. If people want to really do trainings with other organizations, maybe you're trying to find a lesson to learn online, they will also ask you to sign up through their portals, just like we are requesting you, or just like Patrick create for you an student email or login address. So all of this is required. It is required in your daily life now. It's a part of you and you need to really understand it. And so for the candidates that we have, we do not know that, what the future holds in kind of physical assessments for learners. We don't know if the government soon will say we are now putting assessments online. And if it does, well, that is to your advantage. So you are capable of navigating that and then able to know where to find your assessment tools or assessment, assessment papers. So this is all very important for you, and we really hope that you can benefit out of that. Anyway, so we will be having reactions as we have some 20 minutes to go. We'll be having reactions like, what is your feedback? What do you want to learn more? So what haven't you understood? We can give some time for you to really tell us about your experience. So far, what are the challenges that you have found while using these online platforms? I know some of you have used Zoom calls, but I don't know what challenges you have experienced. And if as a student, you have really experienced some of the challenges that you need to share, just unmute yourself at a go, don't unmute yourself at once, all of you. Also, if one person unmutes and you realize somebody else is speaking, then it's better to mute yourself and give the other person the way. That is the only way we can communicate. Or if not so, if you want to be granted, you can just look at your icons down. You see where there is mute, video, security, participants, chat, and then there is a reaction. You see a meme a meme smiling. So you can just click on that and then you will raise your hand. It will show you different ways you can raise your hand. You can clap, you can put your thumb up, you can show anything. So if you want to raise your hand, you can just go to the reaction icon, and then it will directly show you raise a hand. Then through that, I am able to see you as a host, and then I will say, okay, maybe Yvonne, go on, maybe, so anyone, maybe Raymond, go on. So that is how it's going to be used. So if you want to share your submissions, your experiences, kindly do that or unmute yourself and share. Maybe to test if people are getting in, I would just like request people directly. Can I have like Mukasa, can you tell us your experiences? I know you are undertaking online learning at your school. Can you tell us what exactly your experiences have been and what challenges have you encountered?
According to me, my experience is like, for us usually we don't like go to Zoom. First, we just go to Google, like we get their work and photocopy, or you do it like on your, you do it on your phone and copy. But this is my first time either using Zoom. It's the first time, and me usually I just been going to Google and moving out the work, and that's all I've been using. There's no challenges so far, but it's my first experience using Zoom.
Okay, thank you so much. You're really doing well. You were able to unmute yourself. You muted again after speaking. So that is the culture of Zoom. Like, unmute, mute, be silent, listening, compliment people's submission through the chat, so that is very important. And then anyone else wants to share? Maybe I can ask, I'm seeing Rose, can you share your experience? I don't know if Rose is hearing me. Okay, so if Rose is not hearing me, then
I'm a Rose. Well, what I want to just say is, well, it's my first time to use the Zoom, and of which when I was not having it in my phone, the app, so I really got it like a real challenge on my side. And also the other thing is, it's really a very nice thing to use, and you share whatever thing you have with others, and what others can also tell you like that. But it like it's really so nice on my side, though it's my first time. I don't have much experience on it, but instruction details will do. And I hope it's still concerning. That's all. Thank you.
okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rose. Then I'll ask Lidrin to share. Have you used Zoom before? What is your experience?
Thank you for this opportunity. The very first time I used Zoom, it is just so recent when I started taking on my online classes. I didn't have those many challenges because teacher Nora helped me to log into Zoom. So now I'm okay with logging in and logging out. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And then Yvonne, do you have submission on what your experience is? I don't know if Yvonne is there or not.
I'm not having any challenges using Zoom, and it's really great using Zoom because now online classes are now easy by teachers. Thank you.
Okay, so just going to pick on other people. I am not able to see the names. Seeing Mark Shaba, so I don't know if you have a submission. It's very hard to identify people if it's just phones that I'm seeing. Mark, do you have any experience that you want to share with us? Okay, so maybe anyone who is interested can unmute, and I haven't mentioned you. You can unmute and really share with us what your experiences have been today, if you used it, and how you think about it, what you think about it.
Yes, thank you very much, madam.
Okay, this is.
Are you getting me?
Yeah, we are hearing you. Thank you.
I'm called George, a participant in Lera Town College.
Yes, please.
Now, for me, it is my first time to use it. And I've realized that something which is actually very good. And if we embrace it, it's actually going to help us a lot during this difficult time in our education system. But there's certain few things which to me, I didn't know, but some of them you have actually talked about them. Now, I can see so many icons on the screen. Interpreting those icons have actually been a very big problem to me, but good enough, you have actually gone through them, through most of them. And then secondly, I didn't know how to mute or how to unmute. And then when I just joined, as if I was the one leading the meeting, someone was saying that, please, George, can you leave me way? Can you leave me way? And I had a very big problem in leaving the way. So if somebody is actually sharing the meeting, how do you leave way for somebody else to talk? How do you leave way? That is the problem which I actually had. Then, if I want to chat with somebody, and I want the message to go to an individual, not to all the participants. What do I do? And then finally, in case I want to record everything which is being discussed, what do I do? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, George. Those are very brilliant questions. I think that all of us need to know. So if you want to privately chat somebody, you go down to the icon of participants. And then once you click on that, you will see a list of participants' names, different names. For example, I see Mukasa Raymond, Mutsina Edward, Patrick, Natukunda. So in the list of those people, you will go up and it will give you, you click on your right, on the right-hand side of that person's name, and then you will see 3 dots. Once you see the 3 dots, then you will see different options such as chat with participants. So you just go to the chat and then chat with them. If you are the host of the meeting, you can have different kinds of, let me see if I can share my screen. You can have different rights to, for example, okay, I'm just gonna go back a little bit. Are you seeing my screen? I see it's empty.
It's empty.
Oh, sorry about that. What do I do? What are you seeing? Are you seeing just Zoom?
Okay. I'm seeing Microsoft, something went wrong.
Okay, stop sharing. Okay, I'm just gonna go back and see if I can just share the Zoom screen. Are you seeing it?
Yeah, we are seeing Zoom. Why you are? It's blank again.
It's blank?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what I really wanted to show was that I wanted to show you how one can, one can have a way of just chatting. So I don't know if George, if you can go to the participants and then try to chat with me or try to chat with any person and say hi. You will just go to the participants, click on the participants, see the different names of the participants, click on the name of a person that you need to chat with, and then click on the right side, upper right hand side, and then you will see 3 different dots. Click on those dots and then you will see a chat. They will ask you if you want to chat with that person, and so you will have to do that. And then if you want to record what's going on, for Zoom, it's really very hard because things to do with security that Patrick will speak about tomorrow, cyber security, and then who accesses the meeting, why is the meeting being recorded anyway. So it means that a person can only record a meeting if they are the host. And also most of the times recordings are, asked permission for. And so if you need to record, then the person who has really initiated the meeting has to give you rights to record the meeting. But most of the times, if you don't have the host rights, you cannot record the meeting or do anything. So that is it. I'm seeing a hand from Infinix Hot 8 Light. I don't know who that is, but if if you can unmute and then ask or contribute.
All right. Thank you, Madam Zahara. My name, I'm called Natung Anet, student of Ndege University. First of all, I'm so happy for this organization. And I've heard that we're gonna study about cybersecurity, which I've been I really wanted to know about it. So I'm so happy for it.
Then my challenge about this Zoom, the Zoom, okay, all e-learning studying. First of all, when you're not responsible and very sure, you can end up missing the lessons. Like when you don't have enough data, the lesson you can end in the middle. So you have to be prepared, well prepared, such that you don't miss the lesson. Otherwise, sometimes you can end up missing the lessons. Thank you.
That's a very, very important submission, and yeah, everyone should take note of that, because if you're not responsible, of course you will end up missing the meeting, because on Zoom, that the most biggest challenge is that you see, we don't know who is active, who is listening in, unless somebody has the willingness to really take the personal responsibility to personal responsibility to go ahead and be disciplined and listen on what's going on. Then it helps you to really take on that responsibility of being fair to yourself and keeping an eye on what's going on. So
Zahara, can I say something?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Penina, because our names have been hijacked. There's what I don't know, Irene or someone who was asking, or it's the other George, about recording. Sometimes you might not record with the gadget you're using, but I've seen my little sister having a small recorder just to record her classes. So she had to buy a small gadget and she records just off the computer where you're working, or the phone, and you just record your work, but not the legal way of just recording everything. You just put it there and it records the sound, and when the class is over, then she plays it again. Yeah.
Yeah, that is good. That is one way of being creative. Yeah, just using your phone and record what's going on if it's important to you. But most of the times, if what is being recorded is if what you're recording is also granted to be heard in the public, then that is okay, because cybersecurity comes in the way that the rights and all of that, you may be sued if you recorded something that maybe the person who started up the meeting didn't want to be recorded. And so, yeah, just taking note of that. Patrick will really dive into that so well tomorrow. And so, yeah, we are just going to put on our cameras or videos, and then we will just take a photo as we are trying to conclude. I'm seeing somebody raising up their hand, but this hand comes from another Patrick. So many Patricks. If you're raising up your hand, please unmute, and we will hear from you, and then we'll see. We take a photo. I'm seeing two people raising their hands up. Patrick, if you're Patrick and you're raising up your hand, go ahead and unmute and speak. Then I'm seeing another one, Shavomoy, raising up the hand.
Hello, Auntie Zahara.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
This is no problem. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we are hearing you.
Yes, this is Anila, and most of you know me as Anit. And my main problem is network issues. This side of guys, we are having a lot of network issues for MTN. So I don't know, but Zoom is good, and I've liked all our teachers who have introduced that.
Thank you so much, Anila.
Because I didn't know. And maybe to talk about the.
Yeah, go ahead. Anila, we are listening to you. Are you
Hello.
there? Hello.
Yes, I'm there, but just because of my network, it's very poor. But maybe to talk about the recording, I heard of Moodle. I heard you talking about Moodle, and I think when you have come here to study,
Anila, we lost you a little bit, but we are hearing you now. Go ahead. You are saying you've heard of Moodle and when we are here to study.
and that maybe when you when a teacher comes and teaches, you can still find the work on Moodle. Get the work and maybe
I think Anila's network is on and off, but I try to understand what she's saying. So on Moodle, teachers can record on Moodle. Yeah, teachers can be able to record on Moodle, and so yeah, there is no problem with that. So because it's a class, and then teachers will undertake that. All Zoom calls will be on Moodle. You will find all the links there, and the teacher, for the purpose of lessons, the teacher will record the whole lesson, and then you can always find the recording on Moodle, so they can always put it there. So yeah. And because of network issues, for example, in my university, most of the times, even when sometimes students who are unable to access network during the period of teaching that teachers undertake, you find that they are able to go to Moodle and log in with their details, find a recorded class that they can listen in and try to understand what's going on. So information can be retrieved good enough on Moodle. So that is really no worries. You can always find that information if Moodle is the platform that is used for education. Maybe in your school, maybe during this period like that we are going to use it. And then, okay, I'm just gonna go to one more participant, and that is Tushabomwe.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we are hearing you.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Yeah, about the Zoom, it's a very key future. We should embrace it. And actually, I was interested as a student teacher, interested with someone's son to teach, where I was trying to look for ways how I can access him. Maybe I will try to use this one as a key, because it is my first time to use. I was trying to see if I can use it on WhatsApp. I use WhatsApp to him, but Zoom could be if I try to pass through with him. Then another few sharing those slides that we are sharing as screens in this meeting hours. You can we read them. I didn't like them too.
Okay. Yeah, so sharing a screen, if you have the host rights, or if the Zoom that you are attending is open for people to share their screens, you are able to see at the icon down as other icons. So you literally just have to share your screen. It will always show in green color. And yeah, so you are able to share the screen and whatsoever you really want to share. Anyway, for the case of time, Patrick, I don't know if Patrick is still there. Maybe he had another meeting. But anyway.
No, Patrick has left.
Yeah.
Patrick has left, but maybe you need to tell Leonard that Zoom, you have to pay. Is it beyond after 1 hour?
Yeah, so Zoom,
Yeah,
you have
so
to
part of it. He needs to know that. And maybe the Google Sheets, I don't know whether we have gone through them. If we can also have maybe an interaction on that, then you have a variety of where to choose from. Thank you. So you go ahead and then conclude and close the meeting because Patrick is off.
Okay, so that's okay. Yeah, so thank you so much for coming in. I think this is a very great opportunity for you to just enhance your skills, learn and be different anyway to yourself, because for every skill that you put learn, you are able to show it out there. But also know that we will have certificates that we will offer for people who will complete the full course. And for those who will just not complete the course, we will be sorry that we won't have any certificate for anyone. So if you are taking these classes, take them seriously, because we will have a few assessments for you. And once you complete the course, then we will have certificates that you can use. Maybe this will be your first certificate in life. It's very, very important, which you will show to your future employees or employers rather. Yeah, so for the students, this is a great opportunity for you. And tomorrow we will be having, let me share my screen. We will be having, sorry about that. I'm just going to navigate the full screen. And then, so tomorrow, trying to see, so Zoom, you have to buy time while speaking to people. As you want to share the screen, you have to look for, you have to know where exactly somebody needs to go. Are you seeing my screen or not? Okay, so sharing has failed. Okay, I don't know, I have Microsoft problems. But anyway, tomorrow we will be having training in cybersecurity. We'll be following up with the questions that we've given you. And then Emmanuel will still maybe take you through Moodle, since it will be the next step that we will have. And then, we will be put in different rooms to share what we learned. And then the sessions will be done and we will tell you the next step from tomorrow. So anyways, thank you so much for being patient. We had quite a very good number of people participating and not giving up. That is the way to go. Online learning needs persistence, it needs passion, it needs to be embraced with full heart, because if you don't, then you're missing out on so many things that otherwise would have made you a better person. So I'm going to end the meeting, and I hope that you all have a beautiful evening. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You're welcome.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Have a nice time too.
Bye. Okay, likewise.